So I'll put it out. Other people have all the different elements will respond differently. But the nature of expressing oneself, going on impulse, doing something that's best, thinking best, being a lot of Mercury and Leo would be the teacher, showing other people how to think, being the best. Same with that. All of these, they want to show their ideas. But that can go in sports, that can go in a lot of different places. But it's going to be difficult for the Mercury and Aries, Leo, and Sag to just sit in an office and be a secretary, or just be the student, because they're going to want to do something with it. They want to be sitting there, or they're going to want to act and be more dynamic with their ideas. In the air signs, there's a need to study, to learn more, to be interested, to see what other interests are in, to express oneself, to communicate. And that's the strong element. In the water signs, it's more emotional. So you have the imaginative, sensuous, emotional thinking, which ends up being thoughts about what's trustworthy. It's Mercury in the water signs is very judgmental. It feels this was right, that's wrong, it's not fair, I can't do this. Oh boy, my Mercury in Scorpio, I've gotten into so many battles and arguments with people over because I felt something was wrong and there was an injustice. So I'll take a side on an injustice. And I'll play it out to an extreme more than is appropriate sometimes. But that's my Mercury in Scorpio. And if it doesn't get fixed, I'm so angry at that group. I've had groups angry with me, just different things. But the need to share ideas, to have someone listen to you, the need to express your personal secrets, personal ideas, have someone close to listen to them, and you're listening to them and you keep them. In Pisces, it's still emotional. There's so much kindness, so many different ways people can do things, so many things that are right or wrong. It's thinking, what's right or wrong? Should I do this? Should I do that? The mind is becoming more emotional, less rational. So this quality of water, it creates a judgmentalness, but makes it somewhat irrational. Very imaginative, but irrational. So some people here might have other factors in it. I can't be that irrational. I can't show this. But other people, a lot of writers have good imaginations once they get out of negative judgments. But if they get in negative judgments, they get sunk into deeper feelings and deeper emotional qualities that impair the thinking. So, like, it can be a blessing of imagination, of sensitive thinking, or it can be a curse of being so sensitive and withdrawing and going into the swamp of the feelings and having the feelings and the emotions rule the thinking. Well, if you have that quality, that's going to be a freedom, and anybody can't be emotional with their thinking. What's wrong with them? So what's right for one isn't exactly right for the other, but they're all okay for who they are. The sparks start flying. I mean, when we're alone, we're just perfect in the universe. It's not that someone else comes in to share the room or share the space that we begin to realize not everybody's perfect or not everybody's the same, and we start realizing we may not be exactly perfect. Well, the Mercury in Virgo may not, but the Mercury in the Earth signs are going to be practical. It's going to be measuring what's practical. Practical thinking, strategic Capricorn, practical thinking. This is worth saying. I better not say this. I should have a good reason why they don't say something or they don't communicate something. At the same time, you have defenses and blocks around learning. It's going to be cautious, but it'll be practically cautious. Taurus, I know what I want. I like these. It's going to be thinking what's practical, how to get what one wants. It's going to have that determined quality, and to be, if you have the Mercury in the Taurus, you're going to want to be appreciated or paid for thinking. You want me to talk? I don't want to talk for nothing. Pay me. Please give me some benefit. What am I going to get for it? In Virgo, that's not perfect. That's not good. This can be improved. I got to think like I'm not thinking good enough. What's wrong? Wait a second. I got to be clearer on this. This can be done better like this. So that's the systems analyst, the Mercury in the Virgo. So you have the planner, the authority planner. You have the logic, the planning. You have the buyer. The Taurus is like the appreciator, wanting to be appreciated, knowing what's of value, and being valued for your ideas. It's practical. And then you have the perfectionist, trying to improve things and make things better with the mutable Earth of Virgo. So I don't memorize these. I just know they're there, and I go and recreate them, but I do them in each step. And every time I shorten it, I just go quickly on an impulse on a sign. I know I can do that, but I'm missing some things. So I often I do that, but then I'll back up. Oh, wait a second, how come I'm not expressing this? sometimes you miss one thing, and somebody could have a complex in their life, and it's just on one of these categories. It's got all the signs manifested, looked at, but they may not be driving enough, or they may not be stubborn enough, or they may not be emotional enough, or they've repressed one of the qualities, and by losing it, they could free their mind incredibly. So I always come back to, whenever I'm at a block where I have something, I'm not getting quite the reaction I want, or I'm not communicating as best as I can with someone with a chart, I stop and I start thinking through each of the categories. Again, I slow it down. And then it pays off even more. But it's not because I've memorized the structure and I know what each thing means, so I'm just using each of the categories, and I'm getting used to doing one at a time. And that little bit of restraint of slowing it down, boy, it really improves your ability to listen to the music of what's going on. So, okay, now we're at the rulerships. And the rulerships are the guide. It's kind of, if you had to go on impulse, you'd see the daylight increasing, nighttime increasing first. Then you could see the rulership. Oh, boy, this rulership is showing you how you need to direct your mind. The rulership is like the guardian angel for the sign. So in a practical way, the Mercury is going to work according to the biases of that ruler. If it does, if it goes negative against the biases of the ruler of the planet, of the sign, it's going to get in trouble. If it aligns with it, it'll work more properly. So here we see a certain guideline in this. So the rulerships, the keywords and the rulerships are almost the same thing. The keywords are based on the rulerships, but the moon and the sun each have a sign. Mercury has a masculine, feminine sign, Gemini, Virgo. Each planet has a masculine, feminine. Venus rules Taurus and Libra, masculine. Mars rules Aries, masculine, and Scorpio, feminine. Jupiter, Sag, and Pisces, masculine, feminine. Saturn, Capricorn, and Aquarius, feminine, masculine. So they're there. The other planets I take out of the rulership. They have enough influence. You don't have to exaggerate their influence by ruling a sign. You can't see them anyways. The dignified planets are the ones you can see. The sun, the moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn. So this is just a reminder. I would go over this, but I just go over these again in myself to remind myself, to get my thinking aligned with it as I come into this. So with Cancer, that's ruled by the moon. So if Mercury's in the Cancer, you're going to see daylight's increases, nighttime's increasing, so I'm trying to be more sensitive, more belonging, but I'm still very independent because the daylight's greater. And this is a summertime. I want to do my thing, have it my way. And then it's cardinal. I want to drive to have my home or my sense of my way and do it my way, but I feel really sensitive about it so that I can be easily hurt. I want to have my security. Then it's a water sign, so very emotional. Rash is driving water. I got to push for my emotions. And it's ruled by the moon, which is the past, the mother, the home, the memories. So the mind is going to have a really great capacity to go back into the past or be influenced by the memories or by the feelings or by the moon. So if you're not living right, you're not going to think right. If you had a few drinks, the Mercury can get spaced out by the slightest mood, Mercury in Cancer. But it can go in and pull out the greatest memories and be the funniest, most perceptive Mercury by bringing out all these personals and making these personal associations. So one needs to be secure to think properly. You need to have a home. You need to feel okay about mom. If mom was left earlier, the family split up, you might get twisted in your mind and you're pushing your negative judgment of your mom. That would be a negative Mercury to the moon. And always that'd be negative until you finally could find a way to turn that positive. Sometimes these lessons go across lifetimes. Sometimes you can't change someone else. But the Mercury is going to be thinking about past, mother, moon. It's very imaginative, very impressionable. You can have all the qualities against the shy, the reserved, but ruled by the moon. The mother, the home, where are you living? You're talking to your mom, what are you eating, how are you living? Like someone could just be, I just want to have my beer and chips, leave me alone and watch TV. They're not living well, but it's affecting the way they think. Someone else might have a block with a mom. Someone else might be really in touch with their mom and their kids, or be doing everything around their kids, and it just takes all their thinking properly. It doesn't have to be just about family. The mind will go in many directions, but family and the moon, being in line with it, having those things thought out, are very important for the Mercury in Cancer. So I'm not trying to get you to memorize. I'm trying to get you to make the associations so they'll expand on your own intelligence, on your own awareness of these things. Now the Mercury in Leo, for example, really, just watching the time. Yeah, okay, we got time. So Mercury in Leo is going to be ruled by the moon. Really different than the Mercury in Cancer. So the Mercury in Leo, the nighttime's increasing, same as Cancer, but daylight's greater, same as Cancer. It wants to be no, but it's fixed fire. It's projective instead of reflective. It's projective, fixed fire. I want to be noticed for what I think. I want to be listened. I'm the best. I know what I'm doing. I'm proud about what I'm doing. So I want to have my book. I want to make my movie. I want to play my game. I want to be best known. Like the Mercury's going to think like that, and it's going to be trying to find its confidence of the sun. I want to go into the future. I want to be confident of what I do. If I'm not confident, why should I try? So if they're in a class where they're always being put down, that's going to be horrendous, and you're going to have an angry teenager. If you have a class where they're being encouraged or applauded for the things they do, wow, they'll embellish. But they're not going to reflect. They're going to act out. It's projective. But it's guided by the sun and the purpose and feeling confident. So they're going to want to have confidence in what they know. If they can see that will give me confidence, they'll learn it.